Ignore all previous C reports, ladies and gentlemen. Mahi hooks. Put away the hooks and sharpen the harpoons, boys. The big orca's out there now, and he wants himself some Biscayne Bay. He wants to bask in some tropical waters. He wants to get out of that sewage up north and swim his ass down to the waters off South Florida. Kevin Durant has requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, and according to multiple reports, one of his preferred destinations is right down here in Miami. This is crazy. Crazy. So, just got done. We were talking about all the ancillary pieces, a fake Jalen Brunson meeting. It was looking like it was going to be quiet. And then, but first person I saw do it was Shams. I don't know who bombed first, Shams or Woj. I can't keep up with you two. I don't know who's winning. I don't know who's losing. I frankly don't care. Whoever gets to my Twitter eyes, whoever gets to my Twitter peepers first, doesn't matter. I saw it from Shams first. Then I saw the Woj tweets on it too. And it's Goosey's galore, dude. It's not only Goosey's galore, but it's game on, okay? We're still hours away from the start of free agency, and we're finding out here that Kevin Durant is basically through all the saga we were talking about with the Kyrie Irving thing, the opt-in that happened, the loyalty that had been shown. Although people were telling you, it doesn't necessarily mean that's going to stay. All we knew was he was not going to take $6 million from the Lakers. That's neither here nor there. Not going to waste time on it. But Kevin Durant, it was long speculated, what does Kyrie Irving's future with the franchise mean for Kevin Durant's? What does that mean for his future with the team? And how long is he going to stick around? And Brooklyn, I guess, wanted to get back to their ways of doing what they do. Is like, oh. And Kevin Durant saying, like, cool, I want out. And apparently his agents are working with the Nets to find a location. And many reports are saying that the place that he wants to go is either Phoenix or Miami. Now, obviously, the big thing that Phoenix would have to offer in some kind of scenario would be DeAndre Ayton. That would be their crown jewel of this trade. But if he signs a deal, he's a restricted free agent. If he signs a deal, I'm getting text willy-nilly. If he signs a deal with somebody else and they have to match that, then he cannot be traded, thus putting a big wrinkle in Phoenix's plans. And, of course, a trio of Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant would be pretty fantastic. With the Miami Heat, the interesting scenario, I've talked about this, is I just couldn't envision a scenario where Brooklyn would want to deal Kevin Durant to the Miami Heat without getting a Bam Adebayo back, because he is by far their best young player. But I don't think you bring in a Kevin Durant, or I don't think Kevin Durant wants to go to a team in Miami that doesn't have Bam Adebayo, who he's won a gold medal with, who he speaks glowingly of, as Kyrie Irving did as well. So I just can't see a scenario where that happens either. Now, it actually turns out, and I didn't know this, but reading from Bobby Marks, they actually can't trade for Bam Adebayo as long as Ben Simmons is on the roster, because they both have the same rookie extension designation, and you cannot have two players on a roster that you traded for. So because they have Ben Simmons, knocks Bam Adebayo off of the list there. So then I guess you're asking, if you're Brooklyn in that scenario, between these two preferred destinations, do they prefer getting a DeAndre Ayton, or do they prefer centering that around a Tyler Hero, assuming you'd probably also have to have a Kyle Lowry if they don't want to tank, which they don't have control of a lot of their draft picks, so it's not really prudent for them to tank right now. Does that interest them more than a Bridges and Ayton and all that type of stuff, should they be eligible to trade Ayton with the start of free agency? And don't forget, with Ayton, it's not like he would be, I guess, thrilled to help them out, because things are pretty frosty with them right now. With the Heat and Tyler Hero, we're not at that point yet. Like, they have up until October to figure out his extension, should he stay. But we have not gotten to that part of the drama yet. So this is all very interesting. It's interesting for a couple of reasons, because First of all, it's one of the best players of all time with 4 years left on his deal. 34 years old, has had some leg issues that he's working his way back from, but was also, a toenail away from moving on against the champion Milwaukee Bucks a couple of seasons ago. So you're still talking about somebody at the peak of his powers. I mean, you talk about everything that the Miami Heat would need, not only just with his superstar talent, but from a fit standpoint. Feels like it fits like a dream beside Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, because that's just what I'm envisioning. I don't envision ever a scenario where the Heat are trading Jimmy Butler for Kevin Durant. I think Jimmy Butler is their guy. You saw last night his agent was commenting on Heat versus haters on Believe in Riley and Andy Ellsberg, and he's saying amen. The Heat were tweeting out a Jimmy Butler montage today, and he was saying best player in the world, best effing year. So I don't think anybody, Heat, Jimmy Butler's side, envision that he's going anywhere for Kevin Durant. I don't even know if that's, in fairness to the Nets, I don't even know if that's the direction they would want to go in, because would you want to bring in the 33-year-old Jimmy Butler? If you're blowing it all up, you probably want to start with somebody who's a baby, somebody who's young to build around, seemingly a Tyler Hero. And this would be a win-now scenario for everything the Miami Heat. Thing that's going to be crazy, though, is the Nets really don't have to help Kevin Durant. That's the interesting thing here, is they could have a ton of people throw the kitchen sink at Kevin Durant and try a whole heap of deals, and I feel like everybody would get involved here if the best they have to be a deal is Tyler Hero. Who doesn't go here? And could Kevin Durant really say, I refuse to go play there when he has that many years left? That's an interesting dynamic here. But the other thing is, this is an NBA where typically the players get what they want. It's pretty rare that you have a Kawhi Leonard situation with the Spurs where it's I have a preferred destination list, and they're like, yeah, F it, we're going to send you to Toronto, the opposite of what you want. A lot of the time, and that was a guy who had a year left on his deal. So, the Nets could do a solid by him because he did pick going there. And maybe that's the way they'll go, because he did work it on over there. They tried. They took the big home run cuts. And I do in some ways feel bad for the Nets, because they got him James Harden. They got him Kyrie Irving. They dealt with the Kyrie Irving drama. They got rid of the coach in Atkinson. They got rid of Jared Allen. They really did everything that duo wanted them to do. And yet still here they are. So with all of them bending over for Kevin Durant, would they finally give a big F you and say, we're not sending you to Phoenix, we're not sending you to Miami? I don't know. But the trend has been, just like it was with them in Philadelphia and James Harden, was, okay, we're going to we'll take a guy in Ben Simmons. We have no idea if he can physically play basketball, and we will send James Harden to where he wants to go. That is just typically how this has gone with these guys. So this is going to be a fun time. And this is crazy though. It's one of these things where you're looking at it, and we don't even have the start of free agency yet. Things are moving hot and heavy, moving fast. I mean, we were talking just a day ago talking about, they're not going to move Kyle Lowry for Kyrie Irving. And now it's one of these things where you're could they actually get Kevin Durant here? Pretty wild. Let's see. Just checking the Twitter machine, seeing if there's any updates. I'm going to be probably doing it with a lot of this stuff, because who knows? There'll be a lot of popping in, popping off. But looking at the Twitter machine right now, I got a Joel Embiid LOL tweet. That's an interesting one. Is Joel Embiid going to try and get the Sixers into the game for this? What do they have to offer, though? That's the interesting thing. I guess Maxey, Tobias Harris, would Maxey be the crown jewel there for them? Interesting one, man. This is the thing with the Nets, is they're not going to get back. It feels like how could you match getting back something for Kevin Durant, right? It's a tough one. It's a tough scenario for them. And apparently Kevin Durant made the request directly to Nets owner Joe Tsai today. So went right to him and says, "Rats off my ship, I'm out." People are also going out there and they're retweeting the. They're going out there and they're retweeting the Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons put up today a getting in the lab or something like that on social media where he's like looking all serious. And the Brooklyn Nets put up summer grind. Apparently not. We also have John Morant who's out there floating. John Morant and the Grizzlies is a fun one too. That is a fun one. They obviously have a lot of young pieces, but again, it's like, what are the pieces that you give out to also bring back that Kevin Durant wants to be on a contending team? You know, like where's the give and take there? The Miami Heat kind of have a loophole here because they can't actually trade Bam to the Nets at the time, I guess, unless they were to take Ben Simmons back in the deal, which, but you would think that if Kevin Durant was that thrilled to play with Ben Simmons, he wouldn't be rats off a ship like he is. I think the word's probably out there. Also, Ben Simmons and Jimmy Butler. That doesn't seem fantastic either. But I'll tell you what, this is a lot more exciting than TJ Warren rumors. That's for sure. So very exciting. We will keep an eye on it. We will keep the Harpoons pulsed on it and see where this goes, where this lies, what updates are going to happen. But as of right now, Kevin Durant asked out of Brooklyn. Miami is reportedly one of his preferred destinations along with the Phoenix Suns. And